Image prompt. I sold my business for $75 million. 3 years of grinding through Silicon Valley cutthroat deals, finally paying off in a wire transfer that hit my account like a goddamn thunderbolt. We were toasting it that night at Le Cirque, my 16-year-old daughter Ellie beaming across the linen-draped table. Her eyes wide with the kind of pure joy you only get from kids who haven't yet learned how the world chews you up. And then the waiter, a wiry kid with a name tag reading Javier, slid up beside me, his breath hot against my ear as he murmured, "Don't drink," before vanishing into the shadows like he'd just confessed to the Kennedy assassination. That whisper hit me like a sucker punch from an old rival. The kind you think you've buried under NDAs and non-competes. My champagne flute hovered inches from my lips, bubbles rising like tiny accusations, and for a split second, I saw it, the faint, unnatural sheen on the rim. The way the liquid caught the chandelier light wrong. Too still. Too inviting. Ellie tilted her head, her fork pausing midair over her seared scallops. "Dad, you okay? You look like you just saw Mom's ghost." She wasn't wrong. My wife, ex-wife now. Technically, though the papers were still ink-fresh, Lila had curated this whole night. A family celebration, she'd texted from her yoga retreat in Sedona. All emojis and passive-aggressive love hearts. But Lila's fingerprints were everywhere, the reservation under my name but billed to her card. The sommelier's note on the vintage Dom Perignon she'd insisted on. And Javier? He'd comped our appetizers unprompted, shooting me a glance that screamed, "Trust me. But run." I set the glass down slow, like it was a live grenade, and forced a grin for Ellie. Just savoring the moment. Kiddo. Biggest win of my life. Right here with you. Inside. My gut twisted into knots tighter than the ones I'd untangled to flip Monroe Analytics from a garage-side hustle into a data empire. 20 years building algorithms that predicted consumer trends for Fortune 500 sharks, trends that made billionaires richer. And me? Apparently, disposable. Ellie chattered on about her debate club triumph, oblivious, her laughter cutting through the murmur of Wall Street wolves and their arm-candy dates. But I couldn't shake it. Why poison me now? The sale closed clean. Escrow was airtight. Unless... No. That old secret. The one I'd buried deeper than the Cayman accounts. The fraud that nearly tanked us in '09. The one I'd confessed to. Pled guilty to. Served 18 months in federal for to shield her. Lila's doing. All of it. She'd cooked the books to juice our first VC round. Skimmed just enough to look like a rounding error. I discovered it one bourbon-soaked night. Her lipstick on the ledger like a taunt. For us. Monroe, she'd sobbed. For Ellie. So I'd manned up. Taken the fall. Spun it as a youthful indiscretion in the plea deal. Emerged a folk hero to the startup bros, the guy who did time for his dream and rebuilt twice as fierce. But grudges don't dissolve in champagne. I'd forgiven her. Or so I told myself. Signing the divorce to give her space. Now this? A hit at my victory lap? My phone buzzed. "Lila, how's the toast? Miss you both." Kiss mark, I typed back perfect. Then flag Javier down at the bar. He approached wary, wiping a phantom spot from a highball glass. "Sir, the drink." "Why?" His eyes darted to the kitchen doors, then back. "Not my place." "But." "Your wife called ahead. Special instructions for the poor." I saw the vial. Tasteless, odorless, belladonna extract, they say. Enough to mimic a heart attack. He leaned in, voice a rasp. "I'm no hero, man." Just got a sister who OD'd on bad meds. Couldn't watch it happen again. Belladonna. The devil's cherry. My mind reeled, Lila, with her herbalist phase, brewing teas from her garden like some Hamptons witch. You tell anyone? He shook his head. Cops? She'd bury me. But you. You look like a fighter. Fighter. Yeah. That's what they called me after the clink. Monroe the comeback, hail. I slipped him $1,000 from my wallet, clean bills. No trace, and his number scribbled on a napkin. If she circles back, you call me first. Ellie was eyeing us now, her teen radar pinging. Dad. Who's your new bestie? Just the help. Elle. Come on. Let's blow this joint. Ice cream at Serendipity, my treat. As we stepped into the humid July night, Manhattan's pulse thrumming under our feet, I knew the real party's just starting. Lila wanted me gone quiet, inheritance style, so Ellie and the payout would be hers alone. But I'd clawed from nothing once. Time to remind her, betrayal's a two-way street, and I'm the one with the map. That night, back in our Tribeca loft, Lila's ghost still in the throw pillows and half-empty wine racks, I couldn't sleep. Ellie crashed early. Her door cracked with fairy lights glowing like a ward against the dark. I paced the reclaimed wood floors, phone in hand, scrolling old emails from the plea bargain days. Subject, for the family. Lila's words, you're the rock. Monroe. I'll make it right. Lies. All of it. The feds had leaned hard. Wire fraud. Securities violation, but I'd stonewalled, pinned it on a rogue turn that never existed. Walked with probation and a felony that dogged every board meeting since. By dawn, I decided, no cops. Not yet. Lila's connected. Her daddy's a retired senator with Rolodexes longer than my rap sheet. One whiff of scandal, and she'd spin it. Paint me the unstable ex fresh off a windfall. No, this needed to be surgical. Personal. I'd dismantle her world brick by brick, make her taste the isolation I'd swallowed in that 6x8 cell. First move, the money. I wired a chunk to an offshore trust for Ellie, irrevocable. Lila proof, then called my shark of a lawyer. Victor Kane. Vic. Prenup loopholes. Anything she can claw back. His voice crackled over the line, still hoarse from last night's cigar. Monroe, you sold big. But that alimony clause? She's got a shot at 20 mil if you predecease messy. Heart attacked look natural. Change it. Now. Emergency amendment. Claim infidelity. Lie. But who'd disprove it? Lila's flings were legend. I'd ignored them for Ellie's sake. Risky. Courts hate retrofits. Do it. Bill me double. By noon, I was in Midtown, shaking hands with a PI named Rocco, ex-NYPD, built like a walking subpoena. Tail her. Sedona's bullshit. She's stateside. I want photos. Calls. The works. Especially any consultants sniffing around my accounts. Rocco grinned. Yellow teeth flashing. Revenge gig? Love it. Half up front. As he peeled out in his unmarked Crown Vic, I felt the old fire ignite, the same rush that coated my first predictive model at 22. High on Red Bull and revenge against the prof who stole my thesis. Lila thought she knew me, the dutiful husband, the sacrificial lamb. But Monroe Hale doesn't break. Here he builds sharper. Ellie emerged from her room, backpack slung, oblivious. School's out early, field trip to MoMA. You driving? Or can I Uber? I ruffled her hair. The one thing untainted. Driving. But first, promise me something.
And
She rolled her eyes, but listened. Anything but that birds and bees redux. If anything ever feels off with Mom, with me, just say it. No secrets. Her face softened. Too wise for 16.
deal.
But you're being weird.
Dad.
That waiter thing last night. Just paranoia from the deal stress. Forget it. Lies to protect her. The family curse. We hit the Holland Tunnel. Radio blasting Chapel Roan. Her guilty pleasure. But my mind was elsewhere. Lila's endgame. If not me, then Ellie?
No.
She'd never. But doubt gnawed. A rat in the walls. That evening. Rocco's first drop. Grainy shots of Lila at a Soho cafe. Not Sedona scarfed, but sleek in Lululemon. Huddled with a guy I recognized, Ethan Voss. My old CFO. The snake who'd jumped ship presale for a competitor. Taking proprietary code that smelled like theft. They leaned close. Her hand on his knee. Laughing like hyenas over coffee. Caption. Plotting? Or just screwing the pooch? Ethan. The missing piece. He'd been Lila's side project for years. Whispers in boardrooms. Consulting trips to Vegas. But the fraud? His fingerprints too. I'd bet. Together, they'd engineered my downfall. Then my rise. Just to harvest the crop. I forwarded it to Vic. Leverage? His reply, blackmail gold. But careful, Voss sues like he breathes. Careful wasn't in my vocab anymore. I texted Javier, eyes on Voss.
Penthouse.
56. Then poured myself a scotch, real scotch, from the locked cabinet, and raised a glass to the mirror. To toasts unfinished. The city lights flickered on below. A grid of secrets. Lila's move had awakened the beast. And beasts don't whisper, they roar. 2 days later. The trap snapped shut, or so I thought. Rocco's next dossier landed in my inbox at 3 a.m. A PDF thicker than a deposition. Wire transfers from Lila's wellness fund to an offshore LLC tied to Ethan. $50K here. 100 there. Seed money for what? A rival analytics firm. Poaching my post-sale non-hires?
No. Deeper.
Buried in the metadata. Blueprints for a data harvesting app. Eerily similar to my crown jewel. The Monroe Predictor. Stolen. Refined. Ready to launch under Voss Analytics. Bastards. They'd waited for the payout to fund their heist. Then planned to erase me clean. Belladonna wasn't impulse, it was cleanup. My hands shook as I printed it all. Stacking pages like evidence in a jury box. Ellie was at sleepaway camp now, my insistence. Bonding time. Leaving the loft echoing. A tomb for my illusions. I drove to Lila's Pied de Terra on the Upper East Side. A pre-war doorman building she'd kept in the settlement. No appointment. No warning, just me. In chinos and a button-down. Looking every bit the concerned ex. Buzzing up. It's Monroe. We need to talk. Ellie's future. Her voice crackled.
Syrupy.
Monroe? Now? I'm in the middle of. Downstairs. 5 minutes.
Click.
She emerged 12 minutes later. Flawless. Yoga-toned in cashmere. Hair swept like a senator's wife. But her eyes, shark eyes. Calculating the angle. This better be good. Ellie's fine. Camp's her favorite. I thrust the folder at her. Casual as handing off a menu. Then explain Voss. And the app. Stealing my life's work. After I took the bullet for your screw-up, color drained from her face. But she recovered quick, always did. Monroe. Darling. Paranoia doesn't suit you. Ethan's a friend. Business consults. That's all. She flipped a page. Feigning boredom. These? Fabrications. Your PI's fishing. Lila. Cut the shit. The vial at dinner? Javier saw it. Belladonna, your garden special. I stepped closer. Voice low. The doorman's gaze averted politely. You think you can play God with my heart? For what? His yacht dreams. She laughed, a brittle, champagne fizz laugh.
Oh, please.
If I wanted you dead, you'd be fertilizer by now. That was a mistake. A prank gone wrong. Ex-lovers' games. Her hand grazed my arm, electric with old habit. We were good once. Remember Paris? The Ponta Arts. Locks for eternity. Manipulation 101. But it tugged the Paris trip. Pre-fraud. When Ellie was a bump under Lila's sundress. And the world felt conquerable. Eternity's over. Sign the amendment. Or this goes public. Feds love second bites. Her smile vanished, replaced by ice. Threaten me? After I built you? That plea deal, I whispered in Daddy's ear. Got your sentence cut. Ungrateful prick. She shoved the folder back. Pages scattering on the marble stoop. Walk away.
Monroe.
Or Ellie's next sleepaway's permanent. The threat landed like a gut shot.
Ellie.
My Achilles. Touch her. And you're done.
Done?
I'm just starting. She spun on Louboutins, vanishing into the lobby. I stood there, pulse hammering, as a light rain slicked the sidewalk. Prank? Bullshit. But doubt crept in. Lila's games were twisted. But murder? Or was Voss the triggerman? Her puppet? I needed proof. Ironclad. Back home, Javier's text lit my screen. Voss in town. Meeting at the Dead Rabbit. 8 p.m. Your wife too?
Perfect.
Recon time. I suited up, Armani, the one that screamed, harmless tech bro, and hit the Irish pub in Fighty. All dark wood and peat smoke. Slid into a booth shadowing theirs. Nursing a Jameson.
Ears tuned.
They arrived together. Lila's arm looped in Ethan's like prom dates. He was paunchier than I remembered. Silver at the temples. But the smirk was vintage, smug as the day he resigned, with my server specs in his briefcase. 75 mils chump change, Ethan was saying. Voice oiled. With the predictor cloned, we're talking unicorn status. But Hale sniffing, his PI's sloppy. Lila sipped her G&T. Cool as a cucumber. Then accelerate.
The
adjustment at dinner?
Sloppy too.
Next time. Hire pros. No amateurs whispering warnings. My blood iced. Confirmation. But then twist. Ethan leaned in.
Urgent.
Pros cost.
Lil.
And if Monroe flip states evidence on the '09 skim, we both fry. You think Daddy saves you twice. Her laugh again.
But edged.
He won't. Monroe's soft always was. Loves his little girl too much. They clinked glasses. Toasting my corpse. I slipped out unseen. Rage a live wire. Soft? I'd show them steel. That night, I called Rocco, Bug Voss's penthouse. Full sweep, audio.
Video.
And Lila's too. Costly.
Boss.
$50K. Make it 70. I want every whisper. As dawn broke, gray over the East River, I sketched the plan on a legal pad. Step 1. Leak the fraud docs to Ethan's board, anonymous. Via dark web drops. Watch him squirm. Investors bolt. Step 2. Seduce Lila back. Play the remorseful ex. Get her confessing on tape. Step 3. The hammer. Confront. Record.
Then. What?
Ruin? Or worse. Ellie's camp photo pinged in, her grinning by a lake. Esmores in hand. For her. Always for her. But as I stared at the pad, a knock echoed Victor. Unannounced. Face like thunder. Monroe. Hold up. That amendment? Lila beat you to court. Emergency hearing. Claims your unstable, threatening texts. The PI tale. She's gunning for full custody. Ambush. Lila. Flipping the script. Painting me the monster. The beast roared louder. Game on. I met Vic in his office. A glass tower overlooking the chaos of Times Square. Papers everywhere. Lila's filing. Affidavits from friends swearing I'd snapped post-sale. She's got a shrink's note. Says you're paranoid delusional. And Ellie? They interviewed her at camp. Kids confused, but loyal to mom. My fists clenched. Interviewed? Without me. Guardian ad litem.
Standard.
But it's leverage. Vic puffed his cigar. Smoke curling like accusations. We counter with the affair proof. The funds trail. But courtside with stability, yoga mom over felon dad. Felon. The scar that never fades. Then we go nuclear. The tape, once we have it. Risky. Extortion vibes. Better than losing my daughter.
Vi plottet till lunch. Depositions.
Character witnesses my old VC mentor. The one who called me indomitable. But Lila was steps ahead. Always the chess queen to my pawn. Afternoon brought Javier's call. Voice hushed from the shadows. Bugs in, boss's place. Streaming live. You won't believe this. I patched Vic in. Laptop glowing. The feed. Ethan's penthouse. Minimalist hell of chrome and glass. Lila paced. Phone to ear.
Daddy?
It's worse. Monroe knows about the app. The dinner. He's coming for us. Senator's voice tinny. Then end it.
Girl. Properly.
Voss handles the tech. You handle the X. Family first.
Click.
Lila to Ethan. Plan B. The kid. Leverage. My world tilted. Ellie. Not threat, bait. They'd snatch her. Force my silence. My signature on the windfall. Vic whistled low. That's kidnapping. Feds eat that alive. No feds. My play. I grabbed keys. Mind racing. Camp was 2 hours north, Adirondacks. I'd pull her now. Go underground if needed. But as I hit the thruway, rain lashing the windshield, second thoughts clawed. Was this me? Or the poison talking? Lila's words echoed, soft.
No.
For Ellie, I'd burn it all. Camp loomed. Cabins nestled in pines. Director's face fell at my early pickup. Mr.
Hale?
Ellie's mid-canoe.
Now.
Cash smoothed it. She emerged dripping. Life jacket slung. Confusion creasing her brow. Dad, what's wrong? Family emergency.
Moms.
Sick. Line number infinity. In the car, her silence stretched. This about the divorce? Or that creepy waiter vibe? I glanced rearview. Empty road. But paranoia rode shotgun.
Partly.
But trust me,
Él.
we're safe together. She nodded, but doubt lingered. As miles blurred, I vowed Lila and Ethan would pay. But how far? The line between protector and predator blurred, and I was barreling toward it. We holed up in a Catskills cabin I'd booked on impulse, rustic A-frame. No Wi-Fi. Cash only. The kind of place serial killers romanticize in bad novels. Ellie thought it a surprise adventure, roasting marshmallows over the fire pit, her laughter a balm on the bruise of betrayal. But nights, when she slept curled in flannel, I sat vigil on the porch, Glock 19 legal, registered in lap, scanning the tree line for headlights that never came. Lila's texts bombarded my burner. Where's my daughter?
Kidnapping. Monroe?
You'll rot. Ethan's voicemails. Smug. Hand her over. Or the app drops tomorrow. Your IP? Rebranded. You're obsolete. Obsolete. The word that haunted boardrooms. Now a death knell. I ignored them, focusing on the feeds. Rocco's bugs hummed, Lila raging to her mirror. That bastard thinks he can hide? Daddy's pulling strings. APB on the car. Ethan. Cooler. On calls. Double the devs. Launch beta by Friday. Hale's distracted. Windows open.
Distracted?
Yeah. By the noose tightening. Vic's update. Court froze my assets pending custody review. Lila spin. Abducted by unstable father. Pundits on CNBC speculated. Tech titans meltdown? My face plastered beside mugshots from '09. By day 3, Ellie cracked. Dad, this isn't fun anymore. No bars. No Insta, Mom's freaking. I know it. What's the real deal? We hiked a trail. Leaves crunching underfoot. Her ponytail swinging like a metronome. I weighed the truth. Too heavy for 16. Grown-up stuff.
Él.
Money fights. Your mom and I. We hurt each other bad once. Now it's echoing. She stopped. Hands on hips, Lila's stance. The fraud thing? You never talk about jail. But I Googled. You took blame for her? Why? Smart kid. Too smart. Because love's stupid. And family. It's all we got. Not stupid. Noble. But if she's hurting you now, why protect her? I had no answer. Just a hollow chest. That night, over venison stew from the lodge, she pressed, promise you'll fight fair. No going dark like those true crime pods. Fair. The word tasted like ash. My plan wasn't fair. It was scorched earth. Dawn brought action. Javier's tip, Voss's launch party, private. Cipriani Wall Street. A-listers.
VCs.
The predictor clone unveiled as Voss Vision. Lila emceeing. No doubt. In emerald silk. I couldn't crash, face too hot, but proxies could.
E vaya ten, kto a hacker collective.
Ex-anonymous types Rocco vouched for. Crash it. DDoS the stream. Leak the source code. Tie it to the '09 skim, subtle breadcrumbs. Dirty. Hail, their leader rasped over encrypted line. But poetic. Ellie and I broke camp, heading south, motel hop to Philly, then DC if needed.
But en route.
Twist, a tail. Black SUV. 2 cars back. Jersey plates. Paranoia or real? I floored it. Weaving interstates. Ellie's white-knuckled on the dash. Dad.
Game.
Hold on. Off-ramp to a truck stop. I ditched the plates. Swapped with a decoy from the trunk. Vic's foresight. SUV blew past. Oblivious. Safe for now. Philly's a beige Marriott. Anonymous. Ellie crashed. I worked the shadows. Feeds showed chaos. Voss's gala glitching. Screens frying mid-toast. Lila's face. Pixelated fury. Technical difficulties. But whispers spread, code forensics pinning theft to Monroe Analytics archives. Ethan's board convened emergency, stock plummeting 40% pre-market.
Sweet.
But Lila countered fierce. Her email to me. You think leaks hurt? Ellie's school called. Suspension pending, absenteeism. Resign the money. Or she repeats junior year.
Bitch.
Targeting her grades? I fired back via Vic, meet neutral. Central Park. Bethesda Fountain. Noon tomorrow.
Solo.
Her reply, with terms. Sun dappled the terrace as I waited. Ellie stashed with a trusted aunt in Jersey, backup plan. Lila arrived punctual. Designer shades hiding eyes like coals. No Ethan progress? Monroe. She sat. Posture regal. This ends. Ellie home. Money split 60 to 40 my way. And the leaks stop. We co-parent like adults. Adults don't poison toasts. I slid a USB across Rocco's prelim audio. Her adjustment chat. She paled, but snatched it. Deep fake. Courts laugh. Test it. Then explain the transfers to Voss LLC. Silence stretched. Pigeons cooing mockery. Then crack. Her mask slipped. Voice raw. You never got it. Did you? The skim wasn't greed, it was survival. Daddy cut us off after the affair leak. I fixed it for us. You took the fall like a martyr, but resented every chain. Resented? I lost years and gained a legend. Book deals. TED Talks, the comeback kid. Bitterness twisted her.
But me?
The villain wife. Whispering in shadows. Ethan.
He saw me.
Not the accessory. Pity flickered. Genuine? So poison's love now. Not poison. Sleep aid, overdose scare.
To force a medical hold on you.
Custody flip. She leaned in, desperate. Join us.
Monroe.
Voss Vision needs your brain. We 3, partners. Ellie gets the empire. Temptation hit like vertigo. Rebuild together? But no, trust shattered. Too late. Sign the trust for Ellie. Walk. Her laugh.
Hollow.
Or what? More leaks? Daddy's got pull. FBI tip on your kidnapping. Impasse. Then my phone buzzed. Javier. Voss alone. Penthouse. Cracking safe. Docs on the skim. Your signature forged. Jackpot. Tell Ethan game's up. Or I drop the original ledgers. She stood. Shade slipping tears? You win this round. But remember, Monroe, revenge circles. Hurt me. You, orphan Ellie. She ghosted into the crowd. A phantom in pearls. I exhaled. Victory sour. Forgery? Proof I was framed deeper, my sig on the fraud docs. Her doing? Mind reeling. Back to the ants. Ellie hugged fierce. Missed you. Mom called, said you're working things out. Lies compounding. That night. The drop. Hacker leaks confirmed. Voss stock tanked 70%. Board ousting Ethan live on Bloomberg. His rage voicemail. You'll pay?
Hale.
All of it.
Pay?
I already had. But Lila's words lingered. Revenge circles. Was I saving Ellie? Or damning her to a fractured legacy? Climax brewed. One more move. The confrontation. Penthouse showdown. But as I plotted, Ellie's diary, left open, caught my eye. Dad scaring me. Like the jail stories. Is he the bad guy now?
Good punch.
Polarizing truth. My vengeance. Noble or narcissistic. The line blurred. And I teetered. Ethan's penthouse loomed like a glass guillotine. 56th floor views, mocking the ant farm streets below. I went in alone. 9 p.m. Service elevator keycard cloned by Rocco's lock guy. No gun. This was theater. Not trigger pull. Wired for sound. Burner in pocket. The works. Ellie's safe with the ant. Looped on a movie night cover. Elevator dings silent. I ghosted the hall. Marble cold under Nikes. Door ajar, sloppy. Or bait. Pushed in, chaos. Paper strewn. Safe yawning empty. Voss slumped in leather armchair. Tumbler in hand. Ice clinking like handcuffs. Monroe. No surprise, just weary venom. Knew you'd slither up. Slither? That's your lane. Ethan. Code thief. Fraud forger. I tossed the forged ledger printout, my SIG, pixel-perfect fake, onto his coffee table, beside the dregs of Macallan. He glanced.
Chuckled wet. Clever.
But originals? Vapor. Lila's touch, girls and artists with Photoshop and despair.
Despair.
The word hung, humanizing the snake.
Why?
I gave you equity. Board seat. Golden exit. Golden. He lurched up. Paunch, straining the silk robe. You lorded it. My vision. My baby. After jail? You were radioactive. I sanitized the brand. Built Voss Analytics from your ashes. Ashes. My cell memories flashed, caught stench. Shank whispers. Lila's collect call sobs morphing to silence. Sanitized? By screwing my wife. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Flip. Not smug. But sly. She came to me broken. Your martyr act? Emasculated her. I gave power. The skim? Joint her idea. My execution. You confessed to buy absolution. But we both profited.
We.
The pronoun shift, like he owned my pain. Profited till the sale. Then the hit. Belladonna, your call? He poured another. Offered, joke or test. I declined. Lila's flourish. Theatrics. Wanted you vegetative. Not dead. Pity. Mostly.
But the app?
Pure business. Your predictor.
Evolved.
Why cling to obsolete? Obsolete again. Rage boiled. But I reigned, record rolling. Because it's mine. Release the code. Dissolve the LLC. Or the feds get the full tape. Senator's daughter cooking books. He froze. Glass midway. Then laugh. Genuine. Barking. Feds?
Boy.
You're outmatched. Lila's daddy. He's the one who buried the '09 probe. Favors owed. You leak. He spins, grieving widow versus vengeful felon.
Flip.
Antagonist unmasked, not villain, but survivor in the same sewer. Then why the kid threat? Leverage Ellie's my line. Ethan's soft spot too, his boys in boarding. Same age. Lila pushed. I balked. He sank back. Deflated. Join or die.
Monroe.
Voss Vision launches dawn. Beta testers queued. BCMO. We split the pie. Temptation Redux. Empire 2.0. With the devil I knew. But Ellie's diary echoed. Bad guy?
Pie poisoned. No.
His shrug. Suit yourself. Doors that way. But as I turned, he added. Soft. She's using you both.
Hale.
Always has. Ask about the Paris lock. Snipped it herself. Post-affair. Symbolism.
Bomb.
Paris. Our vow. Her betrayal predated the skim? I stormed out. Elevator plummeting like my certainties.
Outside.
Rain slicked. Phone buzzed. Lila. He's broken. Come home. Ellie too. Home. Trap. But the seed. Confront her truth. Midnight meet. Her UES lair. She answered in negligee. Mascara streaks. Vulnerable act. Monroe. Thank God. Ethan's raging. Your leaks gutted him. I brushed past. To the den, her sanctuary. Shelves of self-help tomes and that damned garden press.
Paris.
The lock. You cut it. Her flinch, real. Ancient history. Mistake. Mistake like forging my cig? Or dosing my drink. I played the Voss tape snippet, his Lila's touch confession. She crumpled onto the sofa. Sobs racking. I was scared. The skim. Ethan's pressure. He said confess or we'd both go down. I begged you to fight.
But you.
Knighted yourself.
Leet.
But her tears. Weapon or wound. Scared enough to threaten Ellie? No. Vehement.
Bluff.
Ethan's unhinged. The kid talk was him. I protected her, always. She grabbed my hand, pulse racing. We end this. Divorce final. Money split fair. Co-parent. For her. Moment suspended. Reconciliation siren call. But Javier's text. Voss fleeing. Private jet.
Teterboro.
Docs recovered. Lila's emails. Ordering the vial. Final nail. I pulled away. Too late. Ethan's running, you're next. Resign everything or jail. Like I did. Her face hardened. Flipped to fury. You hypocrite. Your revenge? Childish. Ellie'll hate you. The dad who tore us.
Hate.
The specter. Better hate than harm. I left her raging. Sirens wailing distant. Rocco's anonymous tip to Enwi?
No.
My doing 911 on the fraud files. Dawn found me at Teterboro. Blending with gawkers as feds swarmed Ethan's jet. He cuffed. Snarling my name. Lila's arrest hit feeds by noon. Mugshot regal. Even in orange. Victory? Ellie called. Voice small. Dad?
Cops took Mom.
What did you do? Truth time, partial. Protected us.
Él.
She crossed lines. Silence. Then, we talk later.
I.
Love you.
Click.
Fracture. But twist brewed. Vic's frantic. Monroe, the ledgers? Forgeries both ways. Your confession sig matches Lila's hand.
But.
Ellie's DNA on a fraud check. From birth, trust fund skim.
Bomb.
Ellie? No, Lila's ploy. Forging daughter's inheritance to launder? Deeper. Hospital records Vic dug. Ellie's miracle conception?
IVF.
Donor sperm Ethan's? World spun. Betrayal tripled. My daughter. Not mine. Climax crashed. Voss. In holding. Flipped via my lawyer whisper full immunity for spilling. Lila's web. She'd seduced Ethan pre-marriage. Faked the pregnancy timeline. Skimmed from day one.
Me.
The patsy husband. Jail buffer. Now the mark. Rage peaked. Polarizing. Expose. Orphan Ellie truly? Or bury? Preserve the lie for her sake? Decision loomed. Controversial as hell. No heroes here, just survivors clawing. The federal holding room smelled of bleach and broken deals, fluorescents buzzing like angry hornets over the steel table. Ethan sat cuffed. Face a roadmap of regrets. His flip complete, state star for walk. Monroe, he rasped as guards locked us in. You orchestrated this? Poetic, me singing on her. I leaned forward. Voice steel. Sing loud. Everything. The IVF. The schemes. The vial. His nod weary. All true. Lila. Mastermind. Picked you, solid. Ambitious.
Blind.
Ellie's mine.
Yeah.
Timed the wedding post-insemination, your miracle baby story sold the VC sympathy round. Sympathy. The fraud's emotional hook. I'd pitched it tearful. Investors eating from my hand. And the poison? Her call. But I sourced belladonna from a darknet botanist. Wanted you out. Not dead, she pushed. He paused. Eyes flicking guilt.
Ellie.
She's innocent. Don't weaponize. Weaponize. The accusation stung. Mirroring my mirror.
Was I?
Session ended. His depot fed the machine. Lila's empire crumbled. Senator dad distancing. Disappointed daughter pressers. Charges piled. Fraud. Conspiracy. Attempted murder. Bail denied. Flight risk.
Me.
Cleared posthumous. The '09 confession vacated. Records expunged. Media frenzy. Tech betrayal bombshell. Hale vindicated. But the cost?
Ellie.
I fetched her from the ants. Drive silent as the George Washington Bridge arched overhead. She stared out. Hoodie shadowing tears. Is it true? About. You not being? DNA didn't lie, lab rush. 99.9%. But biology? Doesn't change shit.
Elle.
You're mine, every debate. Every meltdown. Every S more. She swiped her cheek. But Mom lied. To all of us. And you. You leaked. Got her arrested. Was the revenge worth it? Worth. The debate she'd force in every reader, justice or vendetta, had to stop her. For you. Stopped or destroyed. Her voice cracked. I hate this family.
Hate.
Knife twist. We hit the loft, redecorated neutral. Lila's traces purged. She bolted to her room. I paced. Phone silent. Vic. Plea incoming. Lila cops to lesser. 10 years min. Ethan's free. But ruined. Non-compete eternal.
Free.
The asymmetry burned. Ethan walked.
Biodat unpunished. Lila Cade.
But her web lingered. Twist hit at midnight. Ellie's door ajar. Her on the phone whispered.
Yeah.
It's bad. Mom's gone. Dad's a ghost. I froze. Who? Eavesdropped. Gut sinking. Ethan. Pumpkin. It's okay. We'll talk soon. Grandpa's arranging visits. Visits. Senators pull. supervised, but access. My revenge. Incomplete, opened doors for him. Rage redux.
Dawn.
I confronted her. Talking to him, she flinched. Defiant. He called. Said he's sorry. Bio or not. He's family too. Family. The word weaponized. He's the why.
Él.
The lies. But you're not perfect. The cabin. The tales, you scared me. Flip her eyes. Lila's fire. Maybe Mom was right. You're the unstable one.
Stagger.
Polarizing peak. Was I the martyr turned monster? Vengeance blurring victim and villain. I backed off. Throat tight. Your call. But doors lock here. Days blurred, therapy mandated. Joint sessions with a court shrink. Ellie thawing slow. Her debates now ours. Was it justice? Dad? Or just paying forward the hurt? No easy answer. Media cooled. My windfall rebuilt. New venture. Phoenix data. Ellie interning summer code. But shadows. Ethan's emails. Co-parenting bids. Lila's prison letters. Forgive. For her. Final play? I chose Barry. No exposure of Ellie's origins. Her choice. At 18. Ethan faded. Sued to oblivion on IP scraps. Lila? Served quiet. Emerging changed, gray-streaked. Seeking amends. Ending?
Nota y dibao.
Ellie graduated Yale. Valedictorian speech on fractured legacies, winking at me stage side. We toasted, real champagne. Javier pouring, with Lila paroled.
Distant aunt now. Ethan?
Vanished to Dubai. Whispers of a startup flop.
Happy?
Tragic? Debatable as hell.
Y si love punt.
Skyline eternal. Wondering, did revenge heal? Or hollow? The whisper echoes, don't drink, but now. It's my own, don't drown. Ellie calls from her dorm. Love you.
Dad.
Messy family forever. Forever. The only lock unbroken.